We're going live. Yes, we are. We're going live. Yes, we are. We're going live. Yes, we are. Let me see. Y'all think we need some light? Y'all think we need some light? That helps a little bit, huh? Let's bring it to the front, see if that matters. Yeah, that gives us that's a little better, right? Gives us some light. Let there be light. Let there be light. Let there be light. Good morning. It's Monday morning. Good old Monday. If you're in the office, I guess you're probably at work by now. I'm at work by now. I'm in my office at school. This is the last week of summer school. It's good and bad in that now we've got to like rush it. I got to cram in a few more pieces of information before I get to give them their final test this Thursday. Yep, they have their final test on Thursday. So from one standpoint, it's good. But the last standpoint, some of them are going to be on edge and anxious. So that always causes its own set of issues as well because they get anxious, which I get that, being all nervous about it all. That is a part of it, right? Good morning, Iola. Good morning, Ward. So this is the last week of summer school. We'll have a couple weeks off and then fall semester will start up. All right. I'm trying to give a few minutes for the platforms to let the people know we're here. You all go ahead, hit the notification bells, hit the thumbs up and things to let the platforms know that we're here as we move forward with our morning show. We were on yesterday evening. Hopefully you were able to join us. And if not, make sure that you hit that notification bell so that every time I'm live, you will be notified. You want to be notified to when we're live. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start the show. Start the show. All righty. So, excuse me, this morning the VIX is at 1521 this morning. The VIX is at 1521. I wanted to save your ears from that, so I muted. Okay, so the VIX is at 1521. That's where we are right now. VIX down a little bit low, meaning the market wants to go up. And we've got some good news yesterday about the EU tariff arrangement that was reached. Anytime we reach an arrangement, the market sees that as very bullish, quite bullish. So anytime we see bullish moves, the bulls start to move. Trump looms large over defiant Fed's meeting this week. At least two Fed officials are warming to Trump's call for a rate cut, which could cause a clash behind closed doors. Okay, well, we'll see. US and EU strike a 15% tariff deal. Now the eyes are on China. I think they're supposed to have a meeting in Scotland. They're supposed to meet up to start the trade talks with China yet again. Musk hailed 16.5 billion Samsung deal to make Tesla's AI chips. Oppenheimer lifts the S&P 500 target, calls third year of 20% gains. Japan, only 2% of the 550 billion US fund will be an investment. Okay, signs of a stock market euphoria on the rise. US stock futures tick up as US EU deal kicks off a huge high. Health insurers have a problem that's squeezing their earnings. See if anything else here is of interest. Okay, so that's what we got going at Yahoo Finance. Looking at CNBC this morning, and I'll check the pre-market here in a second. Stock futures show a small gain as US EU trade deal kicks off a hectic week for markets. Trump strikes EU trade deal. Europe balks at unbalanced US trade deal. European wine and spirits makers urge 0% tariffs as EU US deal leaves sector in the dark. Quantum computing firms IonQ hires former JP Morgan Chase applied research head. Okay, let's look at the pre-market. So it looks like all the pre-market, the futures are all green this morning based on the trade deal. In Europe, we've got Stock 600, CAC, and FTSE MIB. FTSE Milano are all green. DAX and FTSE are red. European stocks rise to the fourth month high after US and EU strike a trade agreement. In Asia, we also have ASX 200, Hang Seng and Shanghai are green. Nikkei and Nifty 50 are both red, right? Let's look at crypto. Crypto sold off a bit after market close on Friday, but it seems like it has recovered nicely. Bitcoin is at 119, Ethereum 38.89, Solana 192, Dogecoin 0.24, and XRP is 3.25. Okay, so what's going on there? As far as meetings go this morning, according to Forex Factory, there is nothing set for Monday. Everything's kind of pointing towards tomorrow afternoon. I thought it was tomorrow. Nope, it's Wednesday. Wednesday, we're going to have the FOMC statement. Tuesday, we will have JOLTS job openings. Fed meeting stuff is coming on Wednesday. But let's go see what investing.com has for today, because they do have some stuff here. They've got the 3-month bill auction, the 6-month bill auction, the 2-year note auction, and the 5-year note auction. Those are coming up today at 11:30 and 12 o'clock. Okay, that's what investing.com has for the morning. As far as the current status of S&P, of SPX, we can see it in the pre-market when we look at SPX 500. And we're at 64, or it's at 64.02. Friday, SPX was not able to push across the 6,400 mark. It got to 63.95 and pulled back and closed at 63.88. But this morning it's at 64.02, and it went up as high as 64. I was gonna say 15, but it went up even higher. It looks like 64.20 something. 64.23 was the high overnight. Looks like it went up as high as 64.23 and then has pulled back and is at 64.02 right now. So looks like there may be some more bullishness, as we talked about, and it may push into the 64s today. Jermaine, good morning. Good morning, Tanya. Tanya's been kind of quiet. Harold, good morning. And Janae, good morning. It's Monday morning for all of us. We're here doing what we do. Let's look at earnings. Earnings this morning, we got New Gold, and I cannot see these things, most of them. FEMSA, the Bank of Maria, maybe. Alyris, Provident is here. This afternoon when market closes, Celestica, Waste Management, Nucor, Cadence, Tilray, Whirlpool, UHS, and beyond. Tomorrow morning before market opens, we're going to have United Health. UNH is going to report tomorrow morning. SoFi is reporting tomorrow morning. PayPal is reporting tomorrow morning. Boeing, Spotify, UPS, Merck, P&G, oh my goodness, Commvault, and Lithia. All of those are reporting tomorrow morning. Oh, a lot. Okay, Whirlpool, Tilray, Waste Management today. And then tomorrow after close, you've got Visa, Mara, Starbucks, Booking, Cheesecake Factory, Seagate, Teradyne, Caesars, right? All those are tomorrow. What's anticipated for the week coming up a little bit later? Etsy on Wednesday, Meta, Microsoft, all on Wednesday afternoon. Those are, of course, the big boys. Robinhood, Wednesday afternoon. ARM, Wednesday afternoon. Then you've got Thursday morning, Roblox, AbbVie. Those are MasterCard all Thursday morning. Thursday after close, you've got Apple, Amazon, MicroStrategy, Coinbase, Riot. See, there's a lot happening this week, a lot of tech. And then on Friday, you've got the fuels, Exxon, Chevron, Moderna is also going to report that day. Dominion Energy. All right. So there's a lot going on this week from the tech space as it pertains to earnings. Okay. So I know for me, when I was setting up whether, my setting up my trades list for next week, a lot of things for me had to be paused because they're having earnings. I have several stocks that I trade on a weekly basis with Peakbot. I allow Peakbot to automatedly, is that a word? Yeah, I made it up. To automatedly to trade my to trade my stocks in an automated fashion. There we go. I am a, college educated, a couple master's degrees, professor. That's what I do for a living, right? I do know how to use good, proper English. Anyway, I allow Peakbot to trade several stocks for me in an automated fashion. So I had to go and pause some of mine on Friday because they were having earnings this week and because they enter on Friday. Good morning, Carla. Because they enter on Fridays, I wanted to pause them. So I had to pause all my good buddies, PayPal and Procter and Gamble and Apple and Amazon. I trade those guys on a regular basis. Anyway, our list this week is very short as a result. AMD, Caterpillar, Google, Johnson and Johnson, and JP Morgan is our only 5 on the list for this week. That's all we got. That's all, folks. Of course, we trade SPX every single day. If you want Peakbot to trade for you in an automated fashion, you of course can go to peakbot.com and have it. Don't forget to put the E2T at the end of it so you can get the discount. They have one tier pricing right now. Everybody pays the same price and you get access to all the bots that are available. But if you use my link there, you can get a 25% discount there as you go ahead and use that. It's running along the bottom, peakbot.com/E2T. Make sure to put the E2T in all caps. All right. This is our short list for the week. And the way you can pull more profits off of this is put on more contracts, right? Put on more contracts. It'll pull in more premiums, put on more contracts. All right, let's go back and see what Adam had to say now that we talked about our earnings. Let's go see what Adam had to say. Adam is a level-to-level trader of the futures. He trades ES futures. Numbers are spot on. He does tweets. He has a newsletter that is loaded with value. Technical analysis trader. But we take his tweets that he puts out at 8 o'clock every morning, and I convert these numbers from ES to SPX. That's why you see at the bottom where it says the gap between SPX and ES is a certain amount. It's 34 points now. Anyway, he says on Friday, the 64.10, which should be changed to like 63.76, that should have got changed. Reclaim triggered long in SPX. Daily target was... Okay, now I got it where it's too small for me to see. Let me make it bigger. There we go. The daily target was 63.90. It hit Friday. Bonus target was 64.18. It hit last night. I then posted 6 p.m. yesterday. 63.95 and 99 was the first support. We sold to 63.99 exact. The plan, the bulls must reclaim 64.08 to see 64.12, 64.19, 64.21. If 63.95 fails, then you dip to 63.81 and 63.73. These are numbers that you put on your chart. All right, you put these numbers on your chart. You put the 63.81, 63.73, you put 64.08 as a reclaim, 64.12, 19.21, 63.99, 64. You put all these numbers on your chart. That way you got you some levels, the atom levels, and you can delineate them as atom levels, however you want to put it on your chart. That way you'll know when the price comes down. And depending on how you're charting, you probably already have these numbers on your chart, because he's a level-to-level trader. But if you're charting support and resistance, you probably already have something in these areas. And listen, if you're not already charting, you should be. Shame on you. If you're trading SPX or the ES and you're not charting, you're just begging to give your money away. I give my money away. That's what you're doing. If you're not charting SPX and trading it, you're just giving your money away, because SPX will take it. The SPX will take your money. The gap between those two is 34 points. So if you're looking at Adam's tweets, be sure to subtract 34 points from what he tweets, because he's talking about the ES. If you're trading XSP, if you're trading XSP, which is the mini of the SPX, then your range is let me go back to that. 637 to 642. That's your outside range, potentially, based on these numbers. 637 to 642. If you just want to trade a wide iron condor, that may be where you do. Price goes up, you hit the 642. Price goes down, you do with the 637 and get you a good iron condor and ride it. Okay, we did talk about what our trades list did last week. 14 out of 19 profitable trades. All the call credit spread, almost all the call credit spread stuff got breached last week. They were on both charts on both sides, and 5 of the 7 got breached. Whew. I said last week that they were on both sides. They were in neutral territory. Many times when it's in the neutral territory, it's just kind of sitting and consolidating in order to build a base. And then once it gets moving, it gets moving. Those got moving basically right before earnings, because Merck has earnings this week. Visa has earnings this week. I don't know if Walmart does or not. Anyway, that's with 74% win rate from last week. I've already showed y'all this week's trades list. That's what we got here. Okay, I'm going to go to the charts, but I want to share something with you before I go there. We've got E2T University is starting on August the 18th. E2T University is starting on August the 18th. Are you ready to turn trading into a skill that serves your freedom? It's going to be 12 weeks, 12 weeks of trading training. All right, 12 weeks of trading training. You've got the first 3 weeks where we're going to talk about charting. We're going to talk about options. We're going to lay the foundation, right? Let me grab the link so I can put it in the comments. So that way, if you want to go on over there, join the wait list, make sure that you're getting your spot, because I want to make sure that we're getting good and trained over here. 12-week immersive training experience designed to help everyday traders build confidence, consistency, and to compound the results step by step. Right? We're going to have 12 weeks. First 3 weeks, we're going to work on the charts, work on what is options, what are we talking about even? Because when you're first starting, this is a whole new language. It's a whole new world, right? The second 3 weeks, we're going to start working on strategies, laying down your playbook, simple strategies, simple indicators. How are we going to bring all the pieces together? Third 3 weeks, we start putting on credit spreads, which is a little more advanced of a strategy, PDT hacks. And then in the fourth 3 weeks, we're really putting together more of a plan. We're leaning in closely on how do we use these strategies on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, to generate consistent profits. We're going to do this in the 12-week window of time. You go ahead and get yourself loaded. Every week, we're going to have live trainings, weekly prep sessions. We're going to put it in an academic setting, Q&A, real-time chart breakdowns, and the community connection, right? Go ahead and use that link I put in there. Good morning, Wink. So that way you can join us over there. Okay. Now let's head on back to the chart so we can look at what the pre-market's looking like this morning. What is going on in the indices this morning? If maybe you don't need E2T University, but you know someone who does, then introduce them to E2T University. I know there's people who, like, you've been trading, you've been profitable, you're starting to be consistent, and the people around you are starting to notice, and they're like, teach me, sis, or teach me, bro, show me what to do. And when you think about showing somebody else all the stuff you've learned, you're like, I get that all the time. People come to me and go, I want to learn what you're doing. And I'm like, okay, let's start here, because it's not just, I'm not going to sit with you for an hour and bring you up to speed on the stuff that we do. It's an educational process. So there's people around you who you get to the barbecue and they goes, girl, I hear you doing so and so, but send them to E2T University. You're not going to be able to train people with all the stuff that you've learned. Put them in an academic setting just like you were, right? And maybe you can. I'm not saying you can't, or maybe you don't even want to take the time to train family members and friends. Maybe you don't even want to do that you don't even want to do that. So go ahead and bring them over to tell them, and go ahead and introduce them to the E2T University. $14.97 is going to be the cost. I believe once they go and check into all the information, it's going to be $14.97 for the 12 weeks of training, plus all that it's going to come with. Okay. Y'all already know I give more than I get. It's always an over delivery. Anybody who's learned anything from me knows it's an over delivery. Anyway, SPX is SPY. Sorry, let's go ahead and start with SPY. We talked about SPX. SPY opened today at 6:39. Well, it closed on Friday at 637.05. It is currently at 638.38. So it's about $1 up from where it opened the other day. Well, where it closed, sorry, where it closed on Friday. It's about $1 up from there. It did open about and run up to about 640. So it does have a little room this morning. It might want to do a little moving, but it's currently SPY is currently at 638 and some change. So it's up about $1 from where it closed on Friday. Looks very similar to Triple Q. Triple Q closed on Friday at 566.33. It's currently at 568.52, so a couple of dollars higher than where it closed on Friday. IWM closed on Friday around 224.40. It is currently at 225.57, so about $1 up from where it closed on Friday. All of these are looking to have a gap up open. Looking to have a gap up open, all of them. Okay, so anticipate that. Same thing with SPX 500. SPX is going to have a gap up open, looks like. It closed on Friday at 63.88 and is currently at 64.03. That's what, 15 points above where it closed on Friday. Anticipate that and go with what you got. All right, ride with what you got. That's what we do over here. Trade what you see. That's how we play it. That's how we play in these streets. We trade what we see. Trade what we see. All right. The membership where every day we trade SPX and XSP together as a unit. Group trading, selling strategy of credit spreads on SPX and XSP only. We got trade alerts, Sunday charting and training. I'm actually going to have to change this because we're not going to do the first Saturday coaching because we're training every week really on the Sunday night calls, one-on-one session, private Telegram group, Zoom calls once a week at this point. We're going to have some more Zoom calls because I'm going to be done with summer school. You can join us over at, if you want to join the membership, you can go to http E2T trading to join the membership. http E2T trading to join the membership. Every day, if you're watching me on social media, watching me, and if you're hanging out, you probably can see that we're pulling in our coins. Sometimes we take losses, that goes with the territory, but we are taking them. We're having more wins than losses. Got more wins than losses, which is what we're after. More wins than losses, and we are minimizing these losses. And the losses that we've taken, we do have risk management plans in place. Our issue many times, and I'll say our because it's more than just me, is fighting all the enemy, which is fighting the greed, fighting the FOMO, fighting the impatience of not exiting, following our trading plan, the things other people seem to be dealing with as well. Yep. Let's go ahead to our declaration. I declare I'm a great trader, a successful trader, and a focused trader. I declare my wins exceed my losses. My account is growing steadily. I'm a wise and knowledgeable trader. I have a strategy that I use for my trades. I don't randomly place trades. I'm a level-headed trader who trades my plan and not my emotions. Lord, it's you who gives us the power to get wealth. Help us today to trade our strategy with wisdom and knowledge. Allow us to prosper enough to have what we need and enough to bless others. In Jesus' name, amen and amen. All right. So we're up for another great week of trading. This is going to be the end of July. We're going to close out July. Friday is August the 1st. New month. 8 is new beginnings. Prayerfully, our July is still profitable. If not, we're going to close out strong. My July is profitable. I took a big loss last week. Looks like I'm in good company though. I saw the YouTube video and it looks like I'm in good company, but I took a loss last week, but I'm still profitable for the month, nicely profitable for the month. I'm planning on closing July strong though, using wisdom and following my trading plan. And if you don't have a trading plan, you need to go over to my website, which is educatortotrader.com. I do have a resource there. Um, I think, and I think it's maybe $7 resource that will help you with how do you write and create a trading plan for yourself. You need to have a trading plan. And the trading plan can have different tiers. It can be when I'm trading as a seller, there's a trading plan. When I'm trading weeklies, it's a trading plan. When I'm trading zero DTE, because different things require different things. Because entry trading plans are going to incorporate entries, it's going to incorporate exits, it's going to incorporate your risk management, your mentality, things overreaching. Maybe I don't trade when I'm distracted. I don't trade when I'm unfocused. There's some things I don't trade when I've got my emotions worked up. I don't revenge trade. Those are things that are going to overarch no matter what the strategy. But go over there and check out that resource at my website, educatortotrader.com. All right. Thank you. Appreciate it. So yeah, um anyway, we're going to trade what we see today. Take your time. As sellers, we don't have to rush into our trades. We don't have to rush in when we're selling. We can take our time, let all the orders from everybody who was studying this weekend and getting all their orders and pushing all their orders into the system. We can let all that stuff hit the system and hit CBOE, let them process all those orders, every clearinghouse. And then after everything settles down, then we come in. We come stalking in like, yeah, let's see what we can see. The sellers come in and take in the premiums. We get the premiums. Let all the buyers throw their money in the market. And we come in and rake it all up. We come break it all up. Yep. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All righty. Okay, we're going to do three things today. We're going to stay green. We're going to get this money, and we're going to have a great green day. All right. For those in my community, I will see you in the chat. For the rest of all y'all, I will see you in the market. Goodbye, everyone. Bye-bye.